Hi, third graders, and welcome to our November book talk. This month we are talking about one of your favorite authors, Jeff Kinney. Jeff Kinney is the author of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. In 1998, Jeff came up with the idea for Diary of a Wimpy Kid, a story about a middle school weekly named Greg Heffley. Jeff worked on his book for almost 8 years before showing it to a publisher in New York. Jeff Kinney was born in 1971 in Maryland and attended the University of Maryland in early 1990. It was there that Jeff ran a comic strip called Ignoof in this campus newspaper, and he knew he wanted to be a cartoonist. However, Jeff was not successful at getting his comic strips syndicated after college, and in 1998, he started writing down ideas for a Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which he hoped to turn into a book. Jeff worked on a book for 6 years before publishing it online with funbrain.com in daily installments. To date, the online version of Diary of a Wimpy Kid has more than 80 million visits and is typically read by more than 70,000 children a day. In 2006, Jeff signed a multi-book deal with publisher Henry Abrams, Inc. To turn Diary of a Wimpy Kid into a print series. The first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book was published in 2007, became an instant bestseller. Just a year later, more than 100,000 copies were in print in the United States alone. With each subsequent book in print, numbers continued to grow over the course of time in U.S. and abroad. There are now more than 180 million copies of the series in print worldwide. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid series has been a fixture in the U.S. Today, Wall Street Journal, and Publisher Weekly bestseller lists. The series has remained on the New York Times bestseller list since the publication of its very first book, and there are more than 180 more copies that are available. In 2017, a new film based on the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books was released and has now made over $250 million. Jeff Kinney is also the creator of Poptopia, which was named one of Time Magazine's 50 best websites, and he spends his childhood in Washington, D.C., and he moved to New England in 1995. He lives there with his wife and his 2 sons in Massachusetts, where they own a bookstore called An Unlikely Story. So if you ever happen to get to Massachusetts, you might want to check out Jeff Kinney's bookstore. So we actually have 2 biographical books about Jeff Kinney. I'm going to include one in each one of the 3rd grade classroom collections. So if you guys want to learn more about Jeff Kinney, then these books will give you more information, and they're really fun to read. So you might want to read them together as a class with your teachers. Also, I'm super excited to tell you that I have 8 copies of the newest Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, The Deep End, and I am going to be sending some of those over to each one of your classrooms. I do have a few requests for some of the other kids that have asked for them, but I am going to send a few for each one of your classrooms over. So if some of you would like to try out the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you'll have that opportunity to do so. And then, of course, you can always request more of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, any of them. I'm throwing a couple of them in that we happen to have laying around right now, but for the most part, you're going to have to request those. The rest of your classroom collections is going to have a varying reading level for all the different reading levels within your classroom and different selections, and I hope you enjoy those. I might even include maybe some Thanksgiving books since we have Thanksgiving right around the corner. And I think that's pretty much all we know, all we need right now. I think Diary of a Wimpy Kid is going to be here. It's here, and it's going to be here for a long time because Jeff Kinney is such a great author. So if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and have your teachers email me, and you guys have a wonderful day.